The Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck in Canada, in the US, in the world for much longer than people actually care to remember. It's been the best-selling truck, bar none, all-inclusive, for so long that it's just a given that the Ford F-150 is the truck you should buy. I mean, decades ago, almost a half century ago, Ford figured out that if you combined capability, reliability, performance, design, and a certain level of creature comforts, depending on how far back you go, people will come and buy your truck. No one, the numbers don't lie, no one has figured that out better than Ford. The competition has been chasing after it for decades. It's that simple, for decades. And I'm afraid for the competition that the chase will continue. Because Ford was just not simply satisfied with making, well, a ton of money selling F-150s. No, they had a vision about the future. Now, only just recently they released or unveiled the Ford Lightning, the 100% electric version of this truck, which I am convinced will be another absolute smash hit. But in the meantime, until it arrives, this F-150 is the one many of you shopping for a truck should definitely consider. This is a 2021 Ford F-150 with the PowerBoost option. That's right, this is the hybrid F-150. And having driven every version, or at least every powertrain available with the F-150, from the Power Stroke to the EcoBoost, both EcoBoosts and the V8, which would be my second choice, this one, I don't want to say by far, but close, is the most interesting and appealing, if not for the power and the efficiency alone. And the cost to actually jump from EcoBoost to PowerBoost isn't that insane. Anyhow, so going forward, what we're going to do is do a quick walk around of this 2021 Ford F-150 Lariat, and then we'll take it for a partially silent little spin. The 2021 Ford F-150 is fresh from a complete overhaul. And I've written this already in a few stories on the 2021 F-150. Whenever there's a brand new F-150 that comes out, well, there's always a huge amount of interest in the truck. Essentially, I've said that the redesign is fairly conservative, but F-150 fans, buyers, owners, enthusiasts are a fiercely loyal bunch, and they absolutely want everyone to know that they do have an F-150. So Ford could not go, redesign radically the entire truck. I mean, the most notable changes are obviously up front with the headlights. The grille has been spruced up a little bit. And just so you know, if you're wondering why in my opening sequence the running boards are out, well, it's because every time I walk close to the truck, it recognizes that I'm here, and it just, well, welcomes me to the truck. We'll just complete the walk around. It's a little bit narrow where I'm standing on this side, but look, I don't want to say it's an incredibly handsome truck, but definitely it looks the part that it needs to look. As I'm sure you know, there are about 6 trillion variants or configurations that are possible with the F-150, so I'm just going to stick with the base price. In the US, $29,290. In Canada, $34,079. We'll skip right to the Lariat, which is what this starts out as. In the US, it's $45,045. In Canada, $57,295. Now, I did mention that my truck has the PowerBoost option, which is the hybrid version of the EcoBoost. It is a $4,850 option, which is only about $2,500 more than the EcoBoost option. I mean, I can tell you now, if you're hesitating, don't. Just do it. My tester obviously has a whole bunch of other options, including a 502A package, which includes Ford Copilot, power folding side view mirrors, a heated steering wheel, a bunch more, and I think you saw the decal with the FX4, so it's got the off-road package with hill descent, skid plates, and a bunch of other stuff, including those guys. That was well timed, which is a $1,300 option, which is, I think, an absolute must anytime you can get these power running boards. You don't lose any ground clearance whatsoever, and the look when they're well stowed. Will it work? Will it? Am I walking away far enough? Oops, little dip. Anyway, fantastic. Total price, as you see it right now, $77,000, give or take a few hundred. I mean, there isn't much. Yes, it's so happy to see me. I love it. That's a nice touch. Oh, I warn you now, the truck is a little bit of a mess because the family and I are at Grandpa's country place in the middle of nowhere. And well, you'll see, we were using it for road trip vehicle. So there's your 7.2 kilowatt Pro Power setup. It's just absolutely fantastic. If, you know, heaven forbid that we run out of power, we can always plug into the Pro Power setup there, and we'll have power to keep the fridge going and keep the water heater going. That was stupid. Habits, right? It's a power thing, so obviously it goes down. And if you touch the same button again, it goes up. I don't know that you needed to see that, but there's proof. Okay. I'm gonna go inside. I mean, what's great with these crew cab configurations, 5.5 foot box, by the way, is that the rear quarters are ginormous. The kids have so much room, it's just incredible. And between the two seats, there's a bunch of junk, as I said. You could fit a normal sized adult there. The amount of leg room is monstrous. In fact, I mean, we had luggage and boxes and stuff in here, and a bunch of other stuff back here, including coolers and whatnot. Anyhow, all right. So as we get inside, this is when we discover, you know, I mentioned the creature comforts and stuff like that. Well, the Ford F-150 is all about creature comforts now. At first I didn't like this faux denim looking material, but it's actually really nice. I don't know if it's got a texture to it. It looks really premium, but cheap at the same time. It's kind of funny. If I had to choose between the two, faux denim. Pockets, storage, incredibly comfortable seats. These are not the insane seats with multiple adjustments, but my goodness, power lumbar. We did about 4 hours of driving and it was incredibly nice. Like I said, it's a mess in here. Hey, when you start it up, well, there's your IP, which is wonderful. It's configurable and you have various different menus. It's a little bit difficult to play through the camera, but there you go. This is the available 12-inch display, which is fantastic. Yeah, well, good luck with that loading because you won't find us. So many cool features on this. Oh, I had it. Pro Power on board. Come on, there we go. Is it gonna work? Yes. Sometimes the Sync 4 is a little bit slow, but otherwise, there you go. You get your generator mode and you can start the Pro Power on board setup. It's just yes, I know, because we're way off grid. Oh, maybe not. What else can I tell you about this? The menus are very straightforward. It works really, really well. This Sync 4 business is incredible. I'm in 4i because I'm just on slightly damp grass, so it isn't that bad. HVAC controls, it just looks really high-end. This could be pulled out of a Lincoln and I would have no problem believing you. There are a lot of buttons, but you navigate through that quickly enough and easily enough. And when I say storage, I mean, that's a great bin. We've all seen the glove compartment. The door bins are chock full of stuff. This thing is huge. Oh, and there's another feature. I'll move the, there you go. This has the work table. Is the cable gonna get stuck? There you go. So that folds down and then you can fold out the table, which is extraordinary if you work in your truck and like to be seated in the front seats. Cup holders everywhere. I mean, the fit and finish, the materials, everything is really, really high end. And well, because you're sitting very high, obviously visibility is generally good until you get to the corner here. There's a little bit of a blind spot, but you're in an F-150, you're sitting way above everyone else. That's not, well, that's because I'm idling. Oh, that looks a little bit weird on my screen. Anyway, fuel consumption has been impressive. I'll tell you more about that in a few moments. So now I'm gonna get out of here. One of the must-have features of any Ford F-150 4x4 is some decent off-road abilities. And as I just pointed out, this thing has the FX4 package. So on top of the skid plates, the hill descent, it also has a front off-road tuned suspension. So I figured, why not? I'm in an absolute dead end. And it's a slightly challenging climb out here. As you saw in the opening credits and some of the pictures, there's a very rocky section, not jagged rocky, but fairly rocky, and it's just starting to drizzle outside. So this should be a fun little exercise. 4x4. All right, so let's just jump right into it. PowerBoost V6. So as we know, the 3.5 liter twin turbocharged EcoBoost V6, it's going to get shaky. So be warned, I'm going slow, but it's not going to be the smoothest video ever. 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6, right, which produces 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. And then you throw in with the PowerBoost, which is a 33 kilowatt electric motor built into the 10-speed automatic transmission, which boosts output to 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque, which is completely insane. I mean, the horsepower comes in at 6,000 RPM, fine, but all that torque comes in at 3,000 RPM, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite a sudden rush. In fact, sometimes it happens so fast, like the boost comes in and the torque piles on, that the transmission seems to be struggling with it a little bit. No reason to be concerned, but you know, 1 or 2 knocks under hard acceleration. Anyhow, again, not too worried about that. But when driven smoothly, that 10-speed automatic transmission is just made from melted butter. It's absolutely fantastic. And the power that this engine produces is completely nuts. I mean, all told, this thing, when properly equipped, can easily tow, I think it's 12,700 pounds, and it'll haul well over 2,000 pounds in the back. It's absolutely phenomenal. But beyond that is the fact that in combined driving, you'll average just shy of 10 liters per 100 kilometers in this massive, full-size, very capable hybrid pickup truck. I mean, on the highway, I was doing a little bit more than speed, posted speed limit, but I still managed a very respectable, about 11 liters per 100 kilometers. Very impressive, I have to say. What else is impressive? The ride quality in this thing. I mean, despite the leaves, look, that was a heck of a dip. You probably can't tell right there, but I was very comfortable. The seats have a lot to do with that, but still, the ride is so solid, so well put together. The tune is axed more towards comfort. I wish I could try and tow, 8,000 pounds and see what it really feels like when it's struggling, or if it's got 1,000 pounds in the back. But I mean, even truck owners don't have stuff unless they work with their truck. Their truck is not always loaded. So when you figure just the family and a few things for a weekend of fun at Grandpa's country place, this is nearly as smooth and comfortable as a mainstream luxury sedan. And it's almost as quiet as well. Again, this will tow 12,000 plus pounds and it will haul a lot of stuff. I mean, look, the F-150 is just a spectacular, unbelievable truck. I mean, I do enjoy the Ram very, very much. And the GM Twins are good trucks as well, obviously. Next generation Tundra, though, I'm very curious to see what that'll turn out to be. But look, no matter the efforts that all of the competition puts together, it'll never beat the F-150. Billions spent to beat the F-150. I mean, they can't even really match it. And the hybrid, and then soon the Lightning. Yes, I know the GMC Hummer EV, but that's like a, I don't know, it's like a super truck. It doesn't really compete with the Lightning. I know Ford has absolutely nailed this truck. They had to, and they have. And this hybrid version, I mean, yes, it's a hybrid version, but on the highway, if you want to do like an 80, 120 kilometer an hour pass, hang on, it's really fast. It's kind of addictive. And you'll still average, as I did, just over 11 liters per 100 kilometers. This is a spectacular truck. It's comfortable in the city. Yes, it's big. But it's at ease, no matter what scenario you throw at it. And good Lord, this is a great truck. And physically, I still prefer the Ram if I had to pick. But this is, and will more than likely always be, the one to beat. It's really that simple.